A young dragon who ran away from home and has an unbelievable love and obsession with human foods, as long as it doesn't contain any shiitake mushrooms. Although she looks like a cute little girl, no scale is sturdy enough to support and measure her weight. Even if you can't pick her up easily, you must never let her sit on you rashly. In this case, cherishing your bones is the same as cherishing your life.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Soulmates, where we talk about all our favorite little guys in all our favorite little games. I'm Ivy Fox. You can find me at Ivy Fox Art on co-host, and you can find the horror fiction podcast I'm making, The Mad Burn, on your podcast app of choice. Joining me, as always, is Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. I run this show's co-host at Soul-Mates-Podcast on co-host. You can pay me money to draw you art at ko-fi.com/Asherlark. And I died 15 years ago.
Our theme is by Sueños Electrónicos, who you can find on Bandcamp, and our cover art is by Rygarden, who you can find on Instagram. This season we're talking about characters from Mahjong Soul by Yostar and Cat Food Studios, a blend of cute, appealing anime girls with classical Japanese Mahjong. In their words, not mine. Look at how not fucked up that intro was.
That one was really good.
The thing
is
that
one clean.
I recently was on a real podcast where it's like good.
You had to do it right.
And so I was like, shit, maybe I should do a good job one of these days. Maybe we, maybe.
Well, we'll never do it that good again, so don't worry about it.
It was truly our one chance. And we've spent it on this episode. Ash, how you doing?
For the transparency of our podcast listeners, I just got back from doing a real-ass gallery talk where I stood in front of art for a show that I curated and talked about it to way more people than I thought I was going to talk about it to, because they advertised this on NPR.
Ooh.
I know, right? And so there were old people there. That's the target audience for any gallery show. So I did just spend quite a while talking about art to people, and now I'm home and have immediately started recording a podcast where I talk about art. So either this is going to be like high level analysis for me, or I died 15 years ago.
I also, recorded a very long podcast on Tuesday in which I talked about my own art, and also I am sick, so who fucking knows?
It'll be a good episode.
It'll be a good episode. Every episode's a good episode with
That's
you.
not true. Demonstrably false.
Every episode, except for maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
Are good.
And then we've done a couple really good ones, so it balances out.
In broad strokes,
It's a good podcast.
If we're trying to find, like, the median number, and it has to be a whole integer of either 1 or 0, I think it's probably a 1. But we'll see. Wait. Neither of us read our fucking thing. Wait.
Oh, shit.
You did Fuji, then your mom did Hana. So I guess I do this one?
Yeah.
Great. I'm just gonna read it, and then I'll just cut it out and put it at the beginning, and then we'll just keep going. Okay, then we just continue talking as if that didn't happen.
Awesome. The reason why we're so worried about this episode is because we're talking about Lin Lang.
We're talking about Lin Lang. We've
litigated already that there shouldn't. If they're not gonna do it good, they shouldn't let children be in the video game.
Yeah,
Mahjong Soul.
I constantly go back and forth on this. On like, you know, what if they can have children, but they're just tasteful, and also just like, I just don't want them to have children.
There is one tasteful child in Mahjong Soul.
Uh-huh. Is it drawn by our best friend?
It's drawn by our best friend.
Mm-hmm.
However, the fact of her existence does not mean that they should be allowed to do more.
Yeah. So I guess in this case we should just start off with the fact of, how do we feel about that Lin Lang is supposed to be canonically like 1,000 years old or whatever.
They always do this.
They do.
When she released, because she's a very recent, she released at the end of January, and we're recording this in March. Just putting the date in there.
I mean, the podcast comes up 2 days after we record it.
I know.
But...
you know, for our long backlog listeners.
Shout out to our backlog listeners. Hi, Hannah. That's my friend who's started listening to the podcast.
Hi, Ducky. What was I gonna say? Shit. She's 1,000 years old. They always do this. When she released, I was like, if nothing else, she is a real child. Like, they really treat her like a child. The vast, vast majority of the time. And they do say, I'm being extremely generous with this one, that she is a young dragon.
Mm-hmm.
She is a child in dragon years.
Yes.
So, that they still are weird about it. Like, a non-zero amount. By the nature of what Mahjong Soul is and does, where you do a bond up by giving them gifts and then they change their outfit, it's like they do a bad job with it sometimes. And then other times, it's like very childish in a way that's refreshing. So it goes really back and forth for me with Lin Lang.
In fairness, I do like a bond up I do a bond up with my friends' children in which I give them gifts. But that's mostly just so they'll like me more than their own mothers, which is important to me. And so I always bring them little candies and things.
However, for Lin Lang, Bond level up voice 3, in terms of human age, I'm your elder player and deserve your respect.
Yeah, I will say that isn't, for the most part, they're not weird about that. It comes across as the sort of like cute little sort of fascinations of a child. Yeah, more than anything.
She comes across as a child, and I shouldn't have done Bond level up voice 3. What I really mean is Bond level up voice 5. I'll still be this cute when you're all old and wrinkly player, so I'm not at all worried that you might not like me one day.
Yeah, I still feel almost okay with that one.
I feel almost okay with her, and I feel this one's...
It's not the worst. It's not the worst.
Her art is not terrible, which we'll get to, and her lines are largely okay.
Her lines are largely funny, And I actually listened to the voice performance this time. I think her voice performance is genuinely very funny.
Yeah.
This woman is doing petulant, stupid little child very well. It's genuinely kind of charming. I liked her more after listening to her voice lines, which is
I did not take the time to
up
do that this time.
because that's not usually how it works. It's so weird to me that some of the voice direction in this game is good. That's so strange to me.
The
Some of it
voice
is
lines are
so
not
bad.
a big part of the video game.
But sometimes it's, anyway, we can just get into it.
I do know.
We can look at these dress-ups. There's only 2, so we need to stall as much as possible if we want to go for our usual 4.5 hours. Lin Lang default. I do remember when, her preview came out, I in the space in which we talked about Mahjong with other people, I was basically like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Mostly I just want to talk about how our emotes are really good.
Emotes are so good.
Yes, conceptually, there's a lot of sort of deeply illegal things going on here. Can we just not talk about it? Can we be civilized?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm not. We don't have to be civilized.
Okay.
I was asking in the Discord server we moderate if people could be civilized. This is default Lin Lang. She's a little cutie, honestly.
She's real cute. She's got this dress, with she's got a big poofy skirt and it's wonderful. But her dress, has detached sleeves, or they look detached. They look detached.
They might
tell.
not actually be. I was playing Slay the Princess recently, and we with some friends of ours, and we were freaking out about the fact that she has detached sleeves in Slay the Princess.
Awesome.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
She has little detached sleeves. There are little flower patterns occasionally on the bottom of the hem of the dress, and then on the elbows of the sleeves, weirdly. But mostly it's this flowing wave tidal pattern, and it's in blue, and then the sleeves are in a darker blue, and then they fade up to white at the top, and they have white petticoats at the bottom. She's got a whole sea theme going on.
She is a
Her
sea
colors are great.
Dragon. She talks a lot about being too dry, implying that she needs to take a lot of baths because she gets dry because she's like a sea dragon.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I'm just thinking about her bond up.
She's got... I love her eyes. Her eyes are almost like a prop. They're so iconic. They're big and yellow, and her pupils are bright turquoise, and they're insanely striking.
It's the contrast between them is so high. You know when you have really high saturation colors right next to each other, and then it almost looks like they blend together, even though they're such different colors, obviously. These are both really high saturation colors next to each other, and it's
these are colors
wild.
that you would find on the album art of a ravecore furry album.
Yeah, it's that.
She's
and then they draw her eyes just like that in all the emotes with the big cyan pupils, and so it's really prop-like.
She's sort of messy long hair, and two cute little horns, 2 little nubs, 2 little guys.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I love
her dress has many layers. I can't really tell. 1, 2, 3. It has a minimum of 3.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it there's 4. I didn't notice at first the sheer layer to it at the top. This is all the layers on Bond Up Fuji's dress.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got a little sheer layer, and then under that she's got the tidal pattern 1, and then under that she's got white petticoats. But then right at the top at her waist, she's also got another, like, blue ribbon layer.
She's got a little sashy thing. It's kind of hard to tell because her tail is directly in front of it. So I have no idea what the front of her dress looks like, except for sort of vague shapes.
And then she's got so many little dangly things. They're coming off the front of... I guess there's, like, a bow at the front, which is doing a couple of them. And then she's got them on the petticoats, and she's got 2 big tassels in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And they're ruffly and pink.
Yeah, and they've all got little bells and pearls at the end. And she's holding her tail up in front of her, and she's biting it mischievously.
Mm-hmm.
Is how I would describe it.
I didn't notice at first, but does she have little, like, pearls in her hair, too?
Yes, she does.
Thank God they don't draw those in any of the emotes.
God, thank God. You know, thing that bothers me about this art, number 1, her feet are too different from each other.
What do you mean?
The one that I think is supposed to be closer to camera feels much smaller.
Okay, I can kind of see it staring at it for a while.
And it's also just
I think her left foot is closer to the camera.
Okay. I can see it. Sort of.
These are not the most offensive legs I've had to look at in Mahjong Soul. By any means.
God.
She does have a little white ruffled anklet, because they can't resist.
Oh, I thought that was part of the tassel. Huh.
Nah.
Huh. I'm kind of astounded by how little I have to say about her, honestly. She's kind of just like... She genuinely is just like a little dragon girl in a dress. With like a bunch of shit.
She's got so much shit.
And like...
Well, I think...
Mm-hmm, go.
I like... Oh, she's got little scales on the backs of her ankles. That's really cute.
Oh, huh.
This is almost like a visually overwhelming image, just in the sense that I have a hard time picking out her hair from the rest of the shit that's dangling around her. Like, she's in big twin tails, but it is really hard to not just see it as, like, oh, the top of her hair is all that's important here.
Oh, they are twin tails. I couldn't even tell. There's
exactly.
so much shit going on.
There's so much shit going on. It's like...
Oh, that's the... Okay, I also was thinking that, like, the tip of her tail was part of her hair. Incorrect.
No.
She has
It's the tip of her
hair.
tail. It's well drawn. Like, everything is really... It makes sense as long as you look at it for long enough. Mm-hmm. Which is the opposite of what I normally say about these images. It's a really well-drawn picture, and it's very obviously a picture of a child, which of course we've litigated before, but I will at least say that it is obviously a picture of a child. They do a good job drawing her like a child. Mm-hmm. I like her big tail. I like the character of her, like, nibbling on it, because she's got a whole food theme going on. I like all of the references to the sea. But this still, like... This is, like, 2 steps away from a Bond-up outfit. There's so much shit going on in it.
Yeah.
Which is why, at first, my MahjongSoul.club is bugging out for some reason, and whenever I click over to Bond, Lin Lang, it just shows me this image again. And at first I wasn't sure whether it was the default or the Bond-up, so...
They just give you the same... They just give you the same outfit.
Yeah.
The real reward is, becoming friends with her. Just like in real life.
Just like in real life. Oh my god, her hands are so small. Don't think about it, sorry.
They're not that small, like, proportional to her body.
I guess, yeah.
I agree. I have a question to spark some conversation, which is, oh god, I guess I'll put this in the show notes? Question mark? Recently, they, like, along with the release of this character for the Year of the Dragon, they had the White Dragon event in which you had to play a horrible little RPG in order to gain the favor of this large woman. And who, like, slowly turned from a dragon to an upsettingly proportioned human woman.
Yeah. And briefly in the middle, she was super a furry, and it was great.
And briefly in the middle, she was super a furry. As this just, like, anthro-dragon freak.
It was so awesome.
It was so awesome, and it made me think a lot about how unfurry Mahjong Soul is.
It really is.
In the sense that, you know, it has animal people of various kinds. It has people with animal ears. It has people who are, like, quarter animal. It has people who are full animal. But, like, none of it really struck me. I realized in that moment how not furry any of it was, in the sense...
Hannah comes close.
Why does Hannah come close?
To me?
Yeah.
Mostly because she has the face of an animal.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess Wanderer also comes close, but I am a
Wanderer
hater for
is just a dog.
Wanderer's... Okay, there we go. Thank you for saying why I'm a Wanderer hater. Well, it's more complicated than that. Well, when we get there, we can talk a little about how much I hate Wanderer.
Awesome.
But I am like... I am curious... How good of a job do you think, in terms of it just being, like, interesting and also furry, do you think they do of making her feel like a little animal girl and not like a girl with, like, a big paper mache tail?
I really feel like this is a little girl in a costume. Way more so than it is, like, a furry image. I am really entranced by the little scales that are on her legs, because they're very cute and they're a nice touch. But they're nothing to me.
It does really kind of look like she just, like, tripped over a box of turquoise markers.
The thing that really bothers me, and it bothers me because I'm a deer, and I draw a lot of horns and antlers and things like that, is just that her little horns are just coming out of her hair. Like, they don't connect to any part of her body in a meaningful way. And the same is really true for the tail, where it's just, like, doesn't connect to the body in any meaningful way.
Yeah, it just kind of ambiguously sort of, like... I guess I kind of can picture where it's coming from, but the dress doesn't seem like built to accommodate it in a way that, like, a person who has a body would dress accommodating their body, you know?
So that's the difference between, like, furry art and Mahjong Soul's, like, animal people, is that furry art is very tactile. It's, like, experiential. It's about being in a body. And so necessarily a lot of thought goes into that body and its, like, mechanisms. Or at the very least making it look like plastic. Like, you could touch it and it would make sense and be a body. And then... non-furry art, it doesn't matter so much because it's like a decoration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
No. Oh, absolutely. This is, like, the only thing that we talk about nowadays.
Of course.
On account of several things. Yeah, we're both tired. We've both talked a lot about art this week. And also, me and Ash I'm commissioning some furry art from Ash, which you should do. It's a delightful process. I'm enjoying it very much. we've been talking a lot about horns and how small they should be.
Yeah. And how to make a body.
How do you make a body? Really makes you think.
Really makes you think.
One of the things that I think is interesting about her is that, like, so much of her characterization, and the, like, writing about her is about the tactile experience of her body, in the sense that, like, treasure your bones or whatever, that she is dense, she is heavy,
she does not give off that impression in any way.
She is small, but she is dense, and thus also she needs to eat a lot of food. And all of the writing and all of her voice lines and stuff are about how she's really heavy and wants to eat a lot of food, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they actually, again, in that the voice performance for this character is weirdly good, I think they actually do, like, kind of a good job of that. Again, in the shiitake mushrooms voice line, in which it's like lobby voice 3 if you want to go listen to it on the main.
Oh, goha! それ、しいたけ。助けて、殺される。
She genuinely sounds like both a child who is freaking out about a food they don't like, and also a little bit animalistic, like freaking out about a thing that they are like have a instinctive aversion to. And I think that they do, like, a pretty good job. And that makes me kind of disappointed in how, like, sort of bland this image is.
Well, they do make a point of saying, like, oh, she may not look like it, but that doesn't do anything for me. She looks really, you know, like... Literally, she just looks very light in this image. I mean, because she's kind of partially floating and, like, floofing and bouncing around. And she's got all these flowy bits that are like, oh, I'm so in the air. I'm very tired.
You're doing great, sweetheart.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But, like, I don't know. It just doesn't give that impression. And even, like, I think what might have gone a long way to this, if I was doing a better job, I really like, you know, her nibbling on her tail and everything, but her tail is the thing which is like, oh, this is too big for her body, and I would have really liked to see it, like, dragging on the ground. I think that would have done like, gone a ways towards it, because you can see the length of it, like, it's longer than her legs, right? And it's like, I don't know, you see my vision.
I see your vision. No, I think that's really good, actually. Yeah, and I wish that, like, I think to follow up on that, I don't want to make her, I want to make her a little bit more horrific. I don't want to make her too horrific. But I think tail is big and dragging on the ground, and also maybe has some clear... Part of the reason why it looks like just, like, a fucking object is that she's so clearly, like, holding it, you know? I want the tail to be dragging on the ground, but maybe, like, the end of it to be sort of perking up in a sense that implies that it has some... oh my god, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Prehensile?
Some prehensileness, and is, like, part of her body that she can feel and move. And then if we get her tail out in, like, not in front of her fucking face, I would love it if she... I think her having a mouthful of pointy teeth is too horrific. But I would love it if she's doing, like, a big open mouth smile, and she has just, like, two little sharp fangs, you know?
Yeah.
Two little pointy guys.
I also want her horns to be...
She's a cute little monster.
Yeah. I also want her horns to be anchored to her forehead in some way, but that's too much to ask.
Yeah, I would love the hair to be, like, parting in any way.
Yeah, I'm picky about these things.
No, that's okay. That's why we have you on the show.
That's for my dear
I say as if it's not your show.
This is my podcast. This is why we have you on the show.
Uh-huh.
Should we talk about the emotes?
We should, because I fucking love these emotes.
Oh, they're so good.
Fucking whip.
And can I start by saying that in the emotes, she has these little hair things, like between the main part of her hair and then they turn into pigtails. Hair bands, I guess. They're like little baubles that have seashells on them, and you cannot see them fucking at all in the main art.
Wait, hang on. I'm really looking for them. Okay, I found one.
Yeah, there's
I found
one.
both of them. One of them's behind the tail.
You can't see what that is, but yes, that's where it is.
Sure. And then one of them is really obscured by just like a bunch of swoopy bullshit.
Yeah, that could be anything, but I know at least where this is coming from in the design. I can't decide whether I like them or whether I don't, but I did just want to point out that they're there, and then you can't see them.
Do you know what I really... I talk a lot about how I really want to see behind-the-scenes stuff from this game, and we just never get it.
Sharon, we should just ask Sharon.
Jeez. Hey, Sharon, can you leak, like, character Bibles to us? Sharon, can you leak us the Fuji character Bible?
God, I'd do anything.
But, like, I am so curious what the, like, character Bible reference images look like. The reference sheets look like for these characters, and how thorough
do they do
are.
A turnaround? Clearly not, because only, like, in the illustrations they really only ever show them from the side that they have the key art. So it's not a turnaround. But do they have, like, an outfit reference of some kind? Maybe not,
like, Fuji,
because they can't draw Kavi's dress.
Fuji, you only see the back in the image, but you see the front in the emotes. So they must have some sort of reference sheet that has that. Here we can see, in her emotes, we can see way more of the top of her dress than is in the image, and these weird hair things. But, like, how thorough are these reference sheets, you know?
Clearly not that thorough, or else they would be able to draw them from more than one angle in the actual illustrations. I'm really bitter about this. Because every time we look at the tweet... You can't look at the tweet illustrations for Lin Lang that much. I had to scroll up to see her name. God damn it. Because she only has one, because she just released, and it's really cute. But for other characters that we've talked about, just, like, compare the picture that's in their outfit that they're using and the picture that they've drawn. It's the same image, like, 90% of the time. It really, really bothers me that, like, again, can you leak, like, the character... Like, is anyone allowed to make up new parts of the image? Or do they just have to put the PNG in there every time? Like, what are we doing?
So excited to one day talk about Kavi dress.
God, it's killing me. Ever since we started talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, in the illustration, her sleeves are, like... First of all, they're clearly attached. Very sad, IMO. But they're also, like, transparent. They're just not transparent in the main illustration. They're not at all. You could not convince me. Yeah. And yeah. Anyway, emotes.
Yeah, hey, sorry. I got sidetracked.
No, that's, you know, I'm just happy to be here with you.
Thank you.
First emote. She's closing her eyes in happiness. She's got a little W smile. Just a little one. She's blushing very slightly. She's got just 3 little action lines coming off of her in a sort of like, I imagine she's sort of making this sound. Here we go. You know?
I did not hear that, but I believe you.
It didn't come through on Discord, but the people
It'll be in the
listening at home-
podcast.
Yep. Does she have pointy ears in the main thing? Oh, very
Yes.
slightly.
They
They're
are
more
good. I should have
pointy
mentioned
in
them.
the emote. In the emotes. And she's got like a big yellow blob behind her. It's like sort of a wobbly circle. And she's just happy. She's just happy to be here.
This is a happy emote.
This is a happy emote. Is this her I'm cute? I guess so. In all of her other emotes, she's being a fucking terror. So I guess this is her
so
I'm
I guess,
cute.
yeah, this is her I'm cute.
This
This
one
is such
fine.
as a part of the set, I have very few feelings on this emote on its own. It's a normal image. But as a part of the set, I really like this as, like, this is a strong mix-up. You're in the middle of your other emotes, and then suddenly you're like, but I'm normal.
Yeah, everything else she does is completely fucked up and draws a lot of
And then-
attention to the ways in which she's a fucked up little animal. And in
It's
this
really
one,
awesome.
she's just like a little girl.
Like, yay! Yippee!
And I agree with you. It's doing exactly what it needs to be, which is like giving you something normal to just throw people off.
Yeah.
So that they'll put you on their knee and break their legs.
I love it when a normal emote is, like, can throw people off like that. Because this is so bland on its own, but as a part of the set, it shines, just because it's so different.
Uh-huh. It even has like
And the fact that
very
it's
different-
so different is the point.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, even like the colors feel very different.
Yeah.
Even the other one that has a lot of yellow uses it in a very different feeling way.
Mhm. They're two super similar emotes. The one with yellow here and the one with yellow that we're looking at. But
that
they
one- and-
feel very different.
They feel so different. Anyway, next one.
She is, looking. She's looking. So the background is all deep purple. And this is like she's leaned real close to the camera here, so it's just her face and like a little bit of her torso. And she's got her hands up to her eyes, and she's like widening them, like peeling apart her eyelids. And she's got this determined expression, and a little bit of drool coming out of her open mouth. And then those super haunting cyan yellow eyes.
Yeah, I really feel like this emote is the start of a thing that they just covering a lot of characters where they do the character better in the emote than in the art recently.
Oh yeah. Well, because they have to do a character. Unless they don't.
Right. I feel like this does a way better job than the main art, and it's one of many, of really just like making her seem like an animal.
Yeah, this is not a normal motion to do.
No, this is like it's not just like her big weird fucking eyes.
It is partly that.
It is partly that, but it's like that she's like leaning in a very particular way.
Mm-hmm.
And her like expression is so vacant and yet focused, and it just feels like she's an owl and you're a
She's
mouse.
like hunting. It's awesome.
She's hunting. Yeah, her horns are nice and prominent in this one.
Yeah, it's because of the purple background. She has white horns, and so it's hard to see them sometimes, or to notice them. But I just got back from a gallery talk, and I'm going to be an art nerd. So usually in these emotes, the picture plane, which is the, like, imagine a cross-section between the space that the painting is in and the space that you are in, and that's the picture plane. That doesn't make any sense at all. God bless. It's a hard concept until you, like, know what it is. But you usually get this, like, pretty flat, two-dimensional picture of what the character is doing in these emotes, right? Like, the character is kind of in one space. They're not leaning back, they're not leaning forwards, they're existing horizontally to you. So here, her leaning forward is actually a huge break of, like, how these emotes tend to look. Whether they change the framing or not, they still tend to exist in two dimensions. Here she is, like, invading your space, and I think it's great.
In painting, photography, and graphical perspective and descriptive geometry, a picture plane is an image plane located between the eye point and the object being viewed, and is usually coextensive to the material surface of the work.
That doesn't help.
I hope that helps. No, but yeah, she does look like she is leaning... She does look like she's about to lean through the frame and eat you like a mouse. Om nom nom.
Om nom nom. This is the start of her menace set.
The menace set. Next up, I guess. If the larger image loads, I can look at the smaller one, but I like to look at them big because they have little details.
I usually don't look at them big, and that's why we make good podcast co-hosts.
There she is. She's crying. She's got a big XD face. She's got tears running down her face and shooting off of her face. The background here is also purple, but it's like a slightly lighter purple. It's like a lilac. She's blushing, she's sad, she's crying. She's got a little fang, which I really like.
I was gonna say. There it is.
It is. Yep.
Her shoulders are kind of hunched.
Oh, yeah. And I can't tell if there's, like, little movement lines around her shoulder, or if that's an image artifact.
I think that's an image artifact.
That's an image artifact. All right. Her shoulders are kind of hunched. I think this one, again, is perfectly serviceable.
Oh, you know what those are? It's that they have a white outline, just a small white outline around the whole of her here to separate her from the background, but they also have a little white circle behind her in this purple background.
Yeah, there's a transparent circle behind her.
And they're colliding.
Yeah, such is life.
Such is life.
Do you feel like this one also fits the bill of the first one of being, like, suddenly kind of normal, but in a different way?
Yes, absolutely. Well, this is, like, again, in the sense that everything else is her being a menace, this is like I'm just a little kid and you can't be mean to me.
You're bullying me.
I'm sad and you're gonna hate it. But it also fits the bill. A kid's crying. Everyone understands this intimately. Kids crying is the most, like, you know, I am going to evoke your pity response because it seems like I'm doing something so honest and earnest that an adult wouldn't do in front of you, but also, I'm about to annoy you so bad. It's both. This is an image of a kid crying. This is exactly what a kid crying feels like.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at me anymore.
I do like it. Just like as a weird little kind of opposite pair with the just like I'm a kid that's happy, I'm a kid that's sad.
Yeah, and they're turned
I'm just a kid
opposite ways too.
They're turned opposite ways. They're kind of like negative in that it's like purple background with transparent circle versus transparent background with yellow circle. The colors are opposite. It's like opposite framing in that way. It's good. It's serviceable.
This is a great emote, IMO.
Yeah. I think that it is okay and good to show weakness as a small child.
Absolutely.
It's very annoying.
This is actually a power move.
Yeah.
Is the thing about it.
This is how kids work. Crying. Power move.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, I am... Whenever they do something that looks like a reference in these emotes, I'm always really hesitant to call it a reference. It's a reference to that Vine where it's like just a spoonful and then he pulls out a big spoon that's been memed on extensively.
Huh. I did not recognize it as that. Hang on. Just a spoonful Vine. Please just go to images. Show me this big... That's a big... Oh, no, it is just that, huh?
Yeah, it's like the same framing.
It's the same framing.
It can also work as not a reference, as just like, I love to eat things and I have a big spoon. But I think it is a really good... I don't even have to explain this visually. It's Lin Lang holding a big spoon in the pose of that vine. She has a completely sort of like... She has her eyebrow raised slightly, like he does in the Vine, but she otherwise has a very neutral expression.
She has no mouth.
No mouth. Just a big spoon.
Just a big spoon.
It works much better when you understand the context of it, because in context, this is a, like, you know, you think you had me there kind of reaction.
But now I've got a big spoon.
Now I've got a big spoon, what are you going to do about it? Use cases for this emote, in your opinion?
I like this one. First of all, this is the start of Lin Lang prop time, in which she has a prop in every single image.
It's so great.
Which is great for me. That was the first thing I noticed when they previewed her. I was like, wow, she's great. She's a prop in every single image. It's exactly what I want for my birthday.
Exactly.
I think this one has two clear uses, and it works really well for both of them. Mm-hmm. The first of them is, I'm going to do a violence. I have a large object, and I'm going to hit you with it.
Oh,
and
my favorite.
I'm going to feel stoic about it. The second one is, I'm going to take a big bite. It's time for a big hand. You reachy, and then you do this, or you, like, discard a Dora, and then you do this, and people are like, oh shit, which lets you use it for one of my favorite emote use purposes, which is bluffing.
Yeah.
This isn't just like, I'm happy with this hand. This is explicitly telling people, this hand is this big. That's
really good.
There's an old Magic the Gathering card, in which it's just like a picture of a gorilla, and he has his hands out, and I think they were running out of time to write flavor text for that set because they didn't have a lot of money or resources, and so the flavor text is I want a banana this big. And that's what this emote is. It's I want a hand that's this big.
I think in the spirit...
Or I'll just fucking kill you with a big spoon.
God, I love it when a character from Mahjong Soul will just fucking kill me. I think in the spirit of the reference, this is an emote which I would use, for example, when the player before me calls Ricci, and then I call Ricci right after them. Like, oh, you thought you had me? No. No, I have it. This is also a good emote for when you call the second dragon. And then you're waiting on the third one, and you're like, watch out!
But also, great opportunity to bluff. And
like, I don't have any of those.
Yeah, have people play into your just fairly normal hand.
Yeah.
Also a really good use for this emote, is if someone is on the brink of death, and you are going to eat her.
Absolutely.
I'm still in a dream. Snake eater. In this next one, she has big milk tea. She has a big milk tea. I know it's a milk tea because she talks about milk tea. She's got a big yellow circle behind her. She's got a bunch of sparkles surrounding her. She's got her... They have both the milk tea and the tail in this one. The tail is sort of like flicking up in front of her in a sort of triumphant kind of way. She's got her hands on her hips. And she's got her eyes closed. And she's triumphantly drinking this milk tea. Which is sort of like bigger than her torso.
Yeah. I love a prop.
Love a prop.
All props in these emotes have to be like bigger than your torso, because that's how the emotes are proportioned, and I love it.
Uh-huh. But I also think that it's appropriate that her milk tea is just bigger than her torso.
Yeah. She loves to have a big milk tea.
She loves to have a big milk tea.
I really like this emote. What is her tail doing in it?
Her tail is there so that the artist didn't have to figure out how she's holding this big milk tea.
Exactly. Like, it is obscuring part of the image so that it doesn't have to be drawn. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that it's there because it provides some visual difference between this and the rest of her set. Like, her general, like, upper body in these is samey, so, you know, nice to have something else going on in the bottom of the image. But, like, the position that it's at... And then also, we were talking about how the tail does not seem to come from anywhere in the actual, like, key art.
Mm-hmm.
And this does not fix that problem, because it's just going over her skirt.
Yeah. I'm slightly more forgiving in this area than you, because you're not wrong about all of those things. You've never been wrong about anything in your entire life. I'd like to start out with that.
Okay, thank you.
But this is the most tail-like her tail ever looks.
Yes.
Because the tail is clearly moving on its own, and it's moving with purpose. I don't know if what is happening is that she's flicking it in front of her triumphantly, but the fact that it is moving in front of her gives her the whole image some motion, you know? It has sort of like, if you picture the tail swinging like that, it gives the sort of like the body motion of sort of like a strut that I really like. I think the tail is drawn well here. I think it looks...
It is.
I keep looking at it because it just looks nice to touch. And so you're correct about the tail on many accounts. And also it's probably my favorite part of this image.
Yeah, that's fair. I also think you're right, because I would be really annoyed if the tail was in none of these emotes, because it... Like, all of these look like her because she's a little freak. But if the tail was nowhere in the whole set, I would be missing it. Because I'd be like, she just looks like a normal girl with little horns, who is also a little freak.
You are right that it is weird how much is going on in this one. She's drinking a big tea, and she's got a bunch of sparkles, and she's swishing her tail. And all three of those are working towards expressing the same thing. And it doesn't not work as a whole thing. But the tail isn't in any other thing, nor is the sparkles. Or even anything equivalent. And so they really pushed a lot on this one.
Yeah. That being said, it's a good image.
It's a good image.
I think as an emote in this set, yes, it fills a niche in that this one is more normal than the other one I would use for winning. But it's way, way more normal. Sometimes you need a normal one. That's, but not the mix-up. The mix-up is different.
Right.
And, like, this also serves as an I'm cute. Like, this is my character emote. Look, I'm drinking a big tea and I'm so great.
This is actually a pretty decent hello.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
you
I
walk
was gonna
into the
say,
room and you're like, big tea.
big tea. This is how I feel whenever someone walks into a class I'm in with, like, a big drink. I'm
Swishing
dehydrated
their
all the
tail.
time, and that's my personal gripe. I was gonna say when we were talking about the second emote where she's hunting you, that would be my hello. But this one works too. I think in this set it serves a purpose. It's also slightly more boring than the other ones. And there's more going on in it. So out of this set, this is not my least favorite. It might be my second least favorite. I like it when she's a little freak. I like it so much when she's a little freak. So
yeah. Should we move on to my least favorite?
Yeah, this is also my least favorite.
Oh, great. I love it when they just, like, eliminate character traits that are important.
God, this one kills me. She has big red eyes. This was not necessary. That they changed her eyes to be just red. God, like, have some creativity. And then she's got an annoyed thing underneath her eye, and she's got, like, an evil kind of smirk and annoyed eyebrows and a dark shadow over her face. There's nothing going on in the background. This is just a picture of her facing to the right with red eyes and an annoyed mark. Like, oh, I want to hurt you. And it's like, yeah, I guess, but this is not an image.
Hang on. I'm pulling something together.
Okay. I trust and believe. But watch out.
That. But watch out. I just need this. Hang on, I'm gonna share my screen with you.
Okay. That's how you know it's a good podcast.
Here we go. It's MS Paint.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. What if the eyes are red? Let's say there needs to be eyes and red in the eyes.
Sure.
But is this Phil? Yeah, okay. What if we add the turquoise pupils?
Mm-hmm. That improves it so much.
Wow, that's so much better.
It's so much better. Instantly.
Holy shit. I was gonna try, like, okay, what if the eyes are yellow, but the pupils are red? But no, red eyes with the turquoise pupils look so
literally
good.
all you need. Well, it's because, like, her eyes are 50% of her face, because she's a child.
Right.
And so when you change how her eyes look, it changes how her whole face looks.
Yeah, it fucks up the balance of the whole thing.
They removed the pupils and just gave her red eyes, and it makes her look like a totally different character. And then you put the pupils back in, and it's like, oh, it's evil Lin Lang.
It's evil Lin Lang.
Like, it's still not a great emote. There's not a lot going on in it. But, like,
and also, like,
it's
now
at least
she's
an image of
looking
her.
at you. It's directed. The
yeah,
pupils
and she's
mean
looking
that
at you.
Oh, man.
The pupils are so iconic.
The pupils are so iconic. I'm so much more mad at this emote after adding the pupils and going, holy like, look at how much better her left eye looks.
I know!
Just expression-wise, once it's got a pupil there to, like, focus the lines around. Like,
because
what is
it makes it
shit?
obvious what they're doing, which I only really, like, got, I guess, when I zoomed in on it really far, because I wanted to see if there were any action lines I was missing. Reader, there are not. But, like, they've got one eyebrow kind of lowered and then one cocked up, and you can't really read anything into that, but once you put the pupils in there, it makes it obvious that one eye is shaped differently, and then she has an expression on her face, which is more than I can say for what's going on here. I'm mad.
Yeah.
again, it's still not a great emote.
It becomes totally fine.
It becomes fine. It becomes an emotion which Lin Lang is capable of expressing. This is a different character.
This is a different character. Can I read to you this joke that our friend MRM just sent me?
Yes.
What do they play at the furry graduation?
What?
Glomp and Circumstance.
That's pretty good. Can I tell you the joke that MRM sent me earlier?
This would go into the podcast recording, and now it is. Yes, tell me.
Well, MRM messaged me earlier and said, "Hi, Ash, I'm surprised we have never DM'd each other once." And then I went on and was like, "Oh, hey, MRM, let's talk." And then, just as I was, like, sending a genuine message about something I wanted to talk about, they sent me, "Hi, Ash, I'm knew I could not change society, so I blamed the beasts."
My favorite Mahjong Yaku.
Yeah.
We're getting too inside baseball. We're moving on to the next emote.
This one is my favorite.
I don't remember whose turn it is. It's
yours.
My turn. She's got a big mouth. Her mouth is so big that it's coming out of her face. Her face is, like, also weirdly stretched. She has no outlines to her eyes. It's just, like, straight black lines, eyebrows, and then yellow circles, and then teal circles. I guess there's also a dark yellow line. And she's just got a big mouth, and then there's a Reachy stick sort of awkwardly off to the side of the frame, and she's eating the Reachy stick with her big mouth.
She's inhaling it.
She's
like Kirby.
The Reachy stick like Kirby.
I want to also add that the mouth is so flat. It's just, like, dark red with a lighter red for a tongue, and it takes up a good 40% of this image.
Yeah, I spent a long time thinking about how I felt about the fact that the hair was shaded normal, and I think I like it because it draws so much attention to how the face is just like nothing. The face is just like shapes and colors.
This is perfect. I would change nothing about this.
She's eating your Reachy stick.
This is my favorite of her emotes. I think the fact that part of it looks almost normal is everything to me, because otherwise she's like a normal cartoon character doing normal cartoon character things. Like, if you abstracted her further, this isn't as absurd and bizarre as it is. It is meant to be absurd and bizarre and look bad. That's what I love about it. It sucks so bad as, like, a visually appealing image, and that's what's so great about it. Eat that Reachy stick, Lin Lang. I support her.
Such a niche. You don't have to. You can just use this for taking people's points. But I think using this exclusively for taking people's Reachy sticks specifically is so funny. It's so funny to have, like, again, you can just be like, I'm inhaling your points in general. But it's really funny to think of this as a single-use emote.
It is!
Especially considering how fucking bad and goofy it is.
I love a unit tool. And, like, just, like, not using this until the specific occasion when it becomes extremely relevant is everything to me.
Yeah, this is the square head screwdriver of her kit. Sometimes you never take it out, but sometimes you just really need to open a square head screw. This is a bad analogy.
No, it's perfect.
Great, you're perfect.
I have nothing else to say about this emote. This is the jewel in my crown, the most prized item of my collection, an emote which is absolutely perfect.
They did it at long last.
They did it.
Now I want her to open her mouth even wider and just eat red eyes, Lin Lang. Just, like, consume her whole, so she no longer has to exist in this world.
When Ivy shared her screen with me, this emote was on the screen in MS Paint so you could color pick the cyan eyes, I thought you were just gonna make her real big and eat.
Well, let me tell you, I'm still streaming. We can still make this happen.
This is good audio.
This is great audio. Coffee.
Thank you.
You're
Now just
welcome.
imagine that in your minds.
Go to MS Paint.
Go to MS Paint.
Paste one emote in. Paste the other one. Make the mouth emote really big, and then put it over the other one while going
and then you never have to see it again.
Then you never have to see it again.
Lin Lang could fix all my problems. I've turned my opinion around on her instantly just by looking at this emote.
Uh-huh.
I have to move on or else I'm just gonna talk about this forever. Her 8th emote...
Do you think we can write out that onomatopoeia so I can make it the episode title?
Yeah. It's a really fun noise to make too, which is why it's dangerous.
What if I hit my microphone?
Oh.
I'm sure that was a deeply unpleasant audio experience. I'm keeping it in. This is the Lin Lang way. Moving on.
Her 8th emote is she's in black and white here. She's just outlines. Her eyes are circles. She's got like an alarmed shadow over the bridge of her nose. And the background is all black. She's all white with black outlines. And there are yellow, lightning strikes emanating from her head. This is a, oh shit, something bad has happened. Classic anime image.
Mm-hmm. Her spidey senses are tingling.
This
one is fun just because it's so different.
Yeah, absolutely. This is I feel like they don't do this a lot, where they really just kind of... I mean, they don't take the color out often. They just really fuck up the visual style for a minute. Mm-hmm. And they've done that twice now, which is appealing to me.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't have much to say about this emote. I would never use this one. In part because it's so different, but also I just I just don't... I feel like, as weird as it may sound, I would rather use hunting owl in every circumstance I might use this one.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar. I do like it. It's I think on its own, this image is not extremely compelling. I think, knowing the context of it, and especially knowing that it's a very different looking emote from the rest, makes it an acceptable way for little freak Lin Lang to display this standard emote kit emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it, but I think you have to have used your other emotes first, right? You can't just lead with this.
You need contrast.
You need, I am a person who sometimes will only use my emotes when something happens to me and nobody else has been using their emotes in the game. I couldn't just, suddenly use this one if I were playing Lin Lang. I have to have been building to it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is my last thing I have to say about this one. For some reason, I look at this emote and I feel like she looks like an adult woman in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but this is true. Maybe it's because she looks like a weird, little Scott Pilgrim character in this. She just feels almost like an American cartoon adult woman in this.
It's because the detached sleeves are not rendered as though they're an actual part of the outfit. And
Yeah,
instead
she looks
it's all
like
in
she's
black
wearing
and white.
a gym tank.
Yes, that's the problem. That's what it is. I've identified it for you.
Thank you.
Should we talk about the last one?
But it was just funnier to say she looks like an adult woman in Scott Pilgrim. Yes.
Okay.
She's Birdo. She turns into Birdo. her eyes get so fucked up.
In all of these.
Uh-huh. She's got the big weird Birdo circle mouth, and she's shooting out some bones.
I don't even know what to say about this one.
And also she's got a green circle behind her. Sorry, it's hard to focus on details because she's Birdo.
Also, like, her face is oriented to the right side of her head, even though her head does not seem to be turned to the right.
Yes, because she's Birdo.
Because she's Birdo.
And again, another one where they've really fucked up her face, but her hair is just normal.
I mean, this one, it almost bothers me, but I like how weird it is too much to let it.
Uh-huh.
I don't even... She's Birdo.
She's Birdo.
This is not an emote which any other character could have.
No.
Because Lin Lang is a freak.
Uh-huh.
They can do whatever the fuck they want with her. This emote exemplifies everything which is good about this character, which is that they really kind of went hog wild.
Yeah. This is like such an explicit reference to such an explicit degree in a way that they do a lot of stupid little pop culture references.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, and also the fact that it's a base emote is really funny to me.
Yeah.
She's just Birdo.
This is
She's
one of
just
her
shooting...
basic 9 emotions.
Well, now I need you to name in a single word all
Sorry.
emotions.
I started thinking about 90% of her original emotions. And only Birdo is left. Anyway.
Oh god, horrifying. All puppets are broken in some way. Now I've got Ash thinking about the movie. And I've just ruined the podcast.
Did I tell you that I started thinking about that episode the other day and laughed so hard to myself that I got lightheaded?
Oh my god. Oh, fake Khalid Liner leaked. Wait, Prisma Ilya leaked The Nameless Girl. What a movie. Oh, god.
I'm good now. I'm good. I'm okay.
Anyway, her 9 emotions are...
You want
girl.
me to name them in one word?
Yeah. Wait, no. We're gonna write them out and then say them.
I'll write them out. I'm just thinking them in my brain. I'm not actually writing them down.
I'm writing them out.
Okay.
I'm going entirely off of instinct here.
Mm-hmm. This is good audio.
Uh-huh. I can cut it down. But the more you talk, the less I can cut it down. Alright. Are you ready?
No, I'm stuck on trying to decide what the spoon one is in one word. Got it. I'm ready.
Alright. Do you want to go first or should I go first? I wanted to write it down so that there wouldn't be any, like, you know, misappropriate. There wouldn't be any funny business. I want it to be authentic.
Okay, great. I'll go first because I didn't write them down.
Uh-huh.
Normal. Hunting. Upset.
Uh-huh.
Mischief. Superiority. Anger. How? Shock. And Birdo.
Great. Mine are girl, owl, girl, fuck, bitch. This one intentionally left blank.
Okay.
Ow. And Birdo.
Okay. Good to know that we're in agreement.
Yeah, we basically got them exactly the same. This is like in that one fucking... This is like in fucking Mastermind or whatever.
Should we take a 5-minute break?
We should take a 5-minute break. See you all soon.
Ow!
Ow!
弱肉、強食。君、食べれる。おえ、ぺっぺ。まずい。違反種は食べられる種多い。けど、美味しい種少ない。
Red.
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 Red. Should we keep
Oh,
going?
I forgot that Bond Lin Lang is broken on this website. My bad. It's still just the image.
Uh-huh. Well, I think I like Bond Lin Lang less. So, I think that might be for the best.
Okay.
Have you found a Lin Lang? Do you want me to send you Lin Lang?
No, I have her.
All right. Well, now we're talking about her. It's
Okay,
Bond Lin
great.
Lang.
I do want to start by saying that this is not achieved by making a bonding promise with Lin Lang.
Oh yeah, she has a little line.
In fact, dinner I've just eaten, but since you can't do anything without me, I'll have 2 more bowls. Thank you, Lin Lang.
Thanks, Lin Lang, for eating dinner with me? Question mark?
I guess the implication is you couldn't eat dinner if I wasn't also eating dinner.
Uh-huh. It is a little awkward, you know?
I guess. Problems with this image, I'm gonna rattle them off real fast.
Okay. Great.
Just, like, to give us a baseline. She has... They couldn't resist giving her an anklet in the last one, and in this one they've given her the classic Mahjong soul thigh strap. That's the major one. Actually, I don't have that many other obvious problems with this image. I just wanted to mention the thigh strap.
In this one, her sleeves are obviously detached,
Yes.
which I appreciate.
Super detached.
Don't give me this ambiguous, maybe it's detached, maybe it's, set clear boundaries,
That's so true.
I guess the first thing I'd like to say about this image is, do you think she's supposed to look older? Like,
Yes.
is that the artist intent?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think they did that?
Why do I think they made her look older?
Yes.
Because this is a bond-up. And the implication of a bond-up is always to, like, grow... romantically, I will say generously, closer to the character that you've bonded up with. And... part of that for this small child is making her look older, so that it's like... she's still a 1,000-year-old dragon either way, but they've really made explicit that implication by making her, like, oh, this time she's not 7, she's 10!
Oh, God. Yeah... I just noticed that this is only half of a clam.
What?
Something
The thing
weird about that.
The thing that she's sitting in?
Yeah, the thing that she's lying
It's
on.
a bathtub.
It's a bathtub?
Yeah. That's why I was going, earlier, because she's always talking about taking baths.
But it's full of cloth.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, I thought that was a given. We're doing a Bond up. The decoration doesn't make sense. It's meant to evoke a bathtub. See all the water dripping out of the bottom of it? Even though she's not submerged in water? And she seems like she's kind of submerged in something, but she's not at all.
Sure.
It's a bathtub.
Okay, I believe you. She's got big coral things. She's got like a water theming. Looking at this image really makes me like feel slightly psyoped that I'm like, are pearls a currency in this game? They're not.
No, she does have
a
jade
lot of pearls
and a Ricci stick.
That's her snack.
It is. Ow. I truly believe that ow can make anything better.
So
hey,
I guess
hold
we
on.
can briefly yeah.
Her tail is a fish now.
Her tail is a fish?
It has fins now instead of being hair. It was hair before.
Are you sure it's a different tail?
Yes.
I'm going to look. Okay.
It was definitely hair before.
That's definitely a different tail. I agree. She's a fish.
Sure.
She's wearing she's wearing a different and IMO more boring dress.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like this dress. It's got some sort of like gold trim, or not trim, but like edging.
Mm-hmm.
She's got this weird little clam thing with like a thing that almost looks like a treble clef on it.
Yeah.
Pinned to her breast for some reason.
Oh,
She's lying on this big clam that's just covered in shit. She does have a little collar. This would be like sort of convincingly maybe kind of magical girl outfit-y, maybe. One could convince me. But that's not really what they're going for. This is clearly, I guess it's her loungewear. Love to wear detached sleeves on my loungewear.
Weirdly, this is a Fuji outfit. Here's the reasons why.
Now we're talking.
They put her hair up in little fake buns.
Right.
This is the thing they do every time they're trying to do something that's like, it's Chinese.
The little hair buns.
They have inserted some red and white into this, which I think is really criminal. They've given her the little collar that Fuji always wears, and she has the super drapey detached sleeves. And it's like this...
Also, she's making the Fuji face expression.
She's making a Fuji face expression and doing a Fuji hand thing. I was gonna say this earlier, and then I cemented it when I saw the little collar.
How old is this face?
10! I'm mad about it.
Yeah. This image also... And yeah, she's lying in this big clam that I guess is filled with both fabric and water. Great.
There's no water,
and also
though.
just like covered in shit. It's just like covered in little snacks and little shells and shit. She looks very uncomfortable. Why did they have to make this thing at an incline? That's not fun to lie on. She looks like she's about to fall off.
She does.
It looks very uncomfortable. My main sin with this image is that it makes you really, really think about how does her tail work? And it doesn't have an answer.
No. If she was submerged in water, it would be allowed, but she totally isn't, so...
Yeah, because she's sitting... I don't know where it comes from on her body. I don't know how much she's sitting on it. It looks very uncomfortable. And the fact that it's like as thick as her legs, but coming between her legs, gives this weird perspective trick where it makes her right leg look like it's really far away.
Yeah.
Which makes it look like she has really, like, horrifically wide hips.
Well, here's the thing. I'm depressed about it, as always. They've grayed out an area of this image, which they've just refused to put anything there, which I guess is better than the alternative, but they have just grayed out her crotch. They didn't, render
I don't think that's grayed out. I think that's, I think
it doesn't make sense that that's cloth.
Sure. Okay. There are lines that imply that it's cloth, but sure, fair enough.
It just looks to me like that is it's not. It bothers me deeply.
Uh-huh.
But the thing about this image in general that bothers me deeply is just that, they've positioned her legs.
Uh-huh.
This is illegal.
It truly is a Fuji outfit.
They have to stop putting legs in Mahjong Soul. This is funnier than...
Stop, please.
Please stop, please. At least it's the legs so I can, make jokes about it, because all legs suck.
Here's another thing. Is she supposed to be very large in this image? Because...
Good question.
There's a little, circle of clouds around her tail, which is often an indicator of something being, big as a mountain. You know? There's big puffy clouds behind her. And I'm like, is she supposed to be very large?
I don't think so. But
then why?
Not, I guess, an invalid interpretation of the art. Aesthetically, my problem with this image,
is that it looks bad.
Yeah, well, it's a Bond-up, so there's always, 10 billion fucking things happening in it. But they haven't really picked one decoration, they've picked 3, and then given her a lot of props. Which is, not... This time, props aren't cute. So they've given her a coral decoration, they've given her a bathtub clamshell, they've given her clouds, and they've put as much shit as possible inside the bathtub clamshell, and even given her a little pedestal base of this pool of water, and also her hair is going in 4 directions, and it's so long, and it is going behind the clouds, and it's draped over the coral, which seems very uncomfortable.
It does overall give the impression... Oh, sorry.
Her normal image already has so much shit going on in it.
Uh-huh.
And then this one is this is less surface area than a Fuji Bond-up, because Fuji Bond-up is so tall. And I mentioned that being a thing that bothers me when these Bond-up images are really tall and they have shit at the bottom that you can never see. So this is better than that in that respect, I guess. But, they've just crammed everything into such a tiny space. And it's, a logical extension of how overwhelming the original image is, I guess. But it also sucks, and I can't focus on a single part of it.
Yeah, the fact that her hair is tangled up like this, and it looks like she was just dropped from a medium height onto this thing, and is kind of shocked and not sure what to do, and is quickly sliding off, but her hair is caught. It looks so deeply uncomfortable in a way that I do not like, and in a way that, you hate to say it, but in a way that makes her look very vulnerable, in a way that makes me very scared and upset.
Yeah.
And it's just and also I just don't really get much out of it. The colors, I felt this way about the original Lin Lang art, which is that it's drawn totally fine. It's a perfectly serviceable piece of art. And also absolutely nothing catches my eye. Nothing here really interests me in terms of talking about it.
Yeah.
It's just it's too
literally
much.
My eyes glaze over when I try to look at it for too long.
Yeah, it's too much and it's also kind of too little.
Yeah.
And
then
give
also...
me something.
I don't like the way she's posed at all.
Yes, bad.
Bad. When I came into this, I looked at these images yesterday because I was preparing, and I was like, I don't find this one as abjectly offensive as, say, Miyu. And I hold to that. This is so obviously not as bad as it could be.
Uh-huh.
Not as bad as it could be.
Uh-huh.
This
and she still doesn't look like... Sorry, you can finish.
No,
I'm
it's
mad.
fine. This is like... the bar is on the floor, but this is only barely scooting over it.
Uh-huh.
It's like the bar is don't give your small child a camel toe, and this is not doing that, so I guess we've succeeded.
Great. It's just like, much like that one, it's just not even a nice image, which is so, at least be okay to look at. My issue is that she also, like, even more so than before, she just, like, doesn't look like an animal person.
Yeah, so, okay, here's a criticism that I can, like, actually talk about without feeling ill. It's, like, because they've put so much shit in the image, her tail gets totally lost. Her tail is just another thing dangling off of the edge of this clam bathtub.
Yeah, and again, it has no prehensileness. It's just, like,
it's
dead
drooping.
And limp. It's a dead, limp fish.
And also, it's a fish now. The horns get lost, too. There's, like...
They're so small.
There's so little going on. You and I, we love small horns.
We've talked a lot about this.
Recently, yes. This is wrong.
Yeah. Morally wrong way to draw horns.
Yeah. That's what's morally wrong about this image. Shall we talk about the emotes?
Yep.
I'm desperate to stop looking at it, and luckily it's on a different webpage for me.
I've scrolled down. First emote.
Relaxed. I'm still describing them in one word. She's got a little reddish, pinkish, orangish background with little, I guess, kind of sparkle flower bits in white.
They're just flowers. I would just call them flowers.
And she's it's just her head. Her head is, chin down on a little desk. And her eyes are closed, like, blissfully. And she's got a little, like, tiny, open, happy mouth. Her horns are so small. What's wrong?
They're so small. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Oh, you know what else sucks about this main art? It's that her ears are not as pointy.
What? Oh, yeah. I mean, they're not as pointy in the other main art as I would like them to be anyway. But
yeah, but they look like they could pass for normal ears.
Yeah, this is sort of like... it's kind of like... Okay, so you know the image in which there's a woman in a red dress, and she picks up a book,
yeah,
and she becomes a different woman.
Yeah.
You all know this image.
I do.
I feel like if you took an image of, like, a real proper dragon girl, and she picks up something very human, I don't know. I feel like default Lin Lang is, like, maybe halfway through that transformation. And then This one is like second to last.
Yeah.
She's basically just a girl.
Yeah.
The next thing that happens is her tail just
Falls
off.
off.
And the horns just disappear, and now she's just like a girl. And this is awful. I hate it when this stupid game does this. It doesn't understand the appeal of its own characters.
Yeah,
Lin
we've
Lang
talked
is
about this
appealing
lately.
because she's a little fucking literal monster. She's literally a monster. And she's like small and cute. And now they've made her like long and not cute.
Yeah. That's the
like,
problem,
not
which
a
I couldn't put my
monster.
finger on. It's that the
She's
dress
not
in the
cute.
first one gives her some, like, volume.
Yes. Now she's flat and she's like too long and she's just like a different girl wearing
The shape
contacts. Shape language. Jesus, this is a bond up.
Yeah. It's such a bond up.
But like, there are good bonds ups in this game that carry through shape
that's an
language
unfair
and
judgment.
colors. And, you know, and it's just like, well, I guess you bond her up and she
disappointing.
becomes a different girl.
So disappointing.
Makes
I'll
me
show
so
you.
mad.
I'm gonna show you some images from my favorite gacha game later.
Great.
Speaking of, like, when a character becomes a different character.
Uh-huh.
I have nothing to say about this first emote at all.
Me neither. Second emote.
The
I
good
love
one.
this emote. This was previewed with her. She's got a big meat.
On a
She's
bone!
got a huge meat bone, and rays of heavenly light are radiating
emanating.
off of it. Clouds are circling it. That's how big this meat bone is. It has gravity. She's holding it above her head. Her tail is fucking doing a thing.
Yeah.
It's like mimicking the action of the hold.
It's raising up.
And
she's so small in
just
this image.
got a big meat bone.
And she's got a giant fucking meat bone. You can actually see how her hair works in the bond up in this image, which makes me like the bond up even less as I speak. It just gave her long, boring hair.
In the first emote, the like buns are so prominent, and you're like, this is not the same girl. This one is kind of the same girl. Her tail is smaller and her horns are... It's so... Anyway, this is kind of the same girl, but at least some of that is because she's got a big meat
She's
bone
got
that's
such
radiating
this is a good
heavenly
emote.
light. This is a good emote. You use this in all circumstances.
Yes,
ever.
this is good always. Her third emote is bad. Her third emote, she's punching the camera that she's looking at. And cracks are going through it because she's very strong and a dragon and heavy. But she's also like, yeah, I'm so embarrassed with her red face, and it's bad.
Why would she ever be embarrassed?
Why would she ever be doing
never
this?
Embarrassed in her writing.
She's shameless.
She's shameless.
And a freak.
Why does she care? And a freak. Why does she care? Why is she embarrassed? Why does she have these hair buns? You can barely even see the horns, not because they're not there, but because they can meld into the hair buns in a really unpleasant way. You know what a good third emote here would be? If you want her to be hitting something, what if she was hitting something with her tail? Make use of things. Do a good job for once in your godforsaken life.
I would even accept, like, a Kaguya-hime style, like, dripping glamour Kaguya-hime throwing water at you. Like, not this... Like, if you're gonna do this fucking thing where you suggest that you've done something to embarrass her, and now she's hitting you about it, like, at least don't fucking make her look like, I've been weak and vulnerable all this time, and also I can punch this glass, but, like, who cares, because you've hurt me emotionally. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't do this!
It's like, you know how, like, okay, kids, we were just talking about how I was hanging out with some kids yesterday.
Uh-huh.
You know how kids you look at a child and you, like, know that they are physically vulnerable to all sorts of harm.
Yes.
Because they're small. But you know how you also look at a child and they just emanate the aura of being the most invincible, untouchable thing that has ever existed. They move with such confidence. They can do so many things. They can break so many things and hurt so many parts of themselves, and then just be like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's what Lin Lang is.
Yeah.
And instead, in the Bond-Up outfit, she just becomes not that and worse in every way. The whole image and 2 of the emotes are about making her as vulnerable to harm as possible. And it's so unpleasant.
Yeah.
And it's just so not what I'm looking for. And then she has big meat bone. And I'm like, well, this is why I have to bond up this character, I guess.
Yeah.
So that I have big meat bone.
The original Lin Lang emote set just perfectly exemplifies this, like, dichotomy in kids, where it's like, either I'm gonna skin my knee and start bawling, or I'm gonna, like, fall off like a 10-foot water slide, and the adult taking care of you, are gonna be like, hey, wait, no, don't do that again. And they're gonna go run up there to do it again. Like, Lin Lang is both of those things perfectly in her base emote set. She's, like, the essence of a child and a little freak. And it frustrates me so much that they cannot fucking carry it home.
Mm-hmm.
Shoutouts to Momo Hina, the only acceptable child in Mahjong Soul.
Why does she have a different face?
I don't know!
Why is it sharp now? Her whole shape language is being soft and round.
Because they made her Fuji bubbly for some goddamn reason.
And then now she's Fuji.
But Fuji
she's all
is
like
good
drapes and triangles.
You know who else is thousands of years old? Fuji. You know what Fuji doesn't look like? A child.
Despite what the game may tell you.
The face of a 16-year-old.
Despite her whole thing is having the face of a 16-year-old. Oh god.
God damn it.
I got so much more mad at... I liked the default so much more than I thought I would, and I got so much more mad at this one than I thought I would.
Our frenzy meter went up.
Yeah, God, Jesus Christ.
It costs $0 to just do this right.
Yeah, you're paying the artist a shit rate no matter what. You might as well have them make
literally
good art.
Sorry, I'm switching back to the main one, to the main page now. And I did just notice that when she calls Kita, she says, Kita, soft-boiled eggs. When she calls Ron, she goes, Ron, omurice. And then she goes, Sumo. She says, Sumo, a large ramen. Does any other character just say other words?
Tenpai, 4 dishes and 1 soup. I'm so satisfied.
My god.
Happy
for her.
Happy for her. Oh, man. Alright, any final thoughts on Lin Lang before we move on to the bonus segment?
I'm glad that you remembered the bonus segment, because I was about to remind you. Well, should we give her numbers?
We should always give her numbers.
Great. Cute 4.
Really?
More than incidentally cute, but she's a monster.
Yes. You know what? I'm very happy. That's very succinctly explained.
Thank you.
I agree.
Appealing?
This is the complicated one in which I feel like we sort of like, we kind of like subliminally spar on this all the time, in that like, is her being a little monster appealing, or is that the opposite of appealing?
Here's my judgment. 2, because her key art makes her not enough of a little monster, and we discussed this extensively. She would be more appealing if she had a more tactile feel, and if she had, like, leaned in more to this beast thing. Beasts are appealing to me.
Since when?
Since I was very young.
Really makes you think.
Really makes you think.
I'm fine with 4-2.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that, like, in Dragon Years, she's like a child, and like a young child. I genuinely think that she just wants to eat food.
X.
And so I think she might be our first X.
Yeah.
I think she just wants to eat food.
I can't make a single judgment on the we've discussed before not only the sexuality of these Mahjong Soul characters, but also how intrinsically this is tied to their gender. This is like a Freudian, like, genderless bisexual child. No development whatsoever. Just wants to eat food. Simply a blob.
Simply a blob. Yeah.
X.
That was fast. X. 4-2X.
4-2X.
My favorite new anime coming out this season.
And what's it about?
It is about, you see, in the future, humankind lives alongside, sort of half-robotic cyborg people.
Okay.
That originally came from space 2,000 years ago.
Awesome.
No, it's called 4-2X. 42,000 years ago.
Okay.
But have just recently emerged from beneath the earth and have caused rapid technological development in humankind, and it's about this kind of era of change and adaptation.
4-2X is an anime about when they banned marijuana. Bring me to your special segment now.
Bring me to your special segment. All right, Ash, don't do this because it will ruin the entire special segment.
Okay.
However, viewers... Oh, I forgot I have to switch to the Japanese site to see the English... Because sometimes they don't translate things on the page, and so I have to switch to the Japanese language site so that Google Translate will translate the things that they don't translate.
I have a
great.
feeling... I've scrolled down and I have a feeling I know what the special segment is about, but I didn't know before we started this episode. And if you surprise me, I will be surprised.
What's your guess?
There's a menu on the bottom part of the screen, which has, like, inventory, emote, character, and I see a button on there that says ranking, which fascinates me.
It is the ranking.
Okay, I haven't clicked on it.
Don't click on it. We're gonna play a fun little game.
Oh,
recently, actually, in our group chat with May, which is titled "Group Chat Exclusively for Discussing Dripping Glamour Kaguya Hime," May found this and started talking about this, and I messaged. Let's see if I can find the message.
Okay.
Search for stop. Here we go. I messaged As soon as I noticed May was posting these things, I said top, and then I said stop, and then I said delete those posts. Delete. May said, which posts? The Mahjong Soul ranking page. Thank you. Ash doesn't know about it, and I'm saving it as a podcast surprise. Sorry, LOL. So it was a real close call.
Okay.
It was a real... I could not reveal this bonus segment to anyone because I didn't want anyone dropping any hints.
Okay.
But we're going to go through 3 different things, which are... No, 4 different things. We're going to go through the player ranking,
Okay.
the dress-up ranking, so the outfits,
Okay.
the emote rankings, and the voice rankings.
Okay.
Let's start with the player rankings. It's loading.
Great.
We need some, like, game show music for this. Hello, and welcome to MahjongSoul.club ranking game. Never mind. I couldn't come up with a good one. I used all my good naming juice on soulmates, and now I can't come up with a good name ever again. Hello, can this page please load?
I'm at peace. I'm sitting here looking
There
at
we go.
Birdo
All
Lin
right,
Lang.
here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. I want you to ask me, what do you think's a fair number of questions for guessing the top 10?
Oh, God. Well, first of all, clarifying question. Does the player ranking, is that just the characters?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I will clarify a couple of things. One, these are ranking... The first thing we're doing is the rankings of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, it is important to note that these rankings... These rankings are based on page views.
Oh.
They are not ranked, I believe so, because it says a big number and then it says V. And so I assume that these are based on page views, because there's no method via which you can rank things. These are just what are the most viewed things in various categories. Here's how I think it's going to go. I'm going to let you ask 5 questions. Is that too many? And then guess as many as you'd like who's in this top 10.
Okay.
And you get points for correct answers. And I'm going to say you lose half a point for incorrect answers, just so you're not too scared.
Okay.
So you get 5 questions.
First question. Are there any men?
No.
Great. I guess my questions shouldn't be like, is X character on there? Just guess it.
You can ask if that's helpful.
No. Are all of these characters like older releases? Or are there any new releases on there?
I would say that I think I can safely say they're all older releases.
Okay. Have we done an episode on any of them?
Yes, multiple. I'll give you that
Ooh,
one.
multiple. Thank you. Are there any collaboration characters?
No collab.
Okay. And final question. I'll give you this one for free. Is Ichihime number 1?
Ichihime is not number 1.
Okay.
Despite the fact that her name is Ichihime.
Haha! True. Okay, well, Ichihime is one that I would guess would be on there.
Okay.
Kaguya-hime.
Kaguya Hime. Okay. That's 2 guesses. Again, you can guess. I guess you can guess up to 10.
Yeah.
If you guess 11, that'd be fucked up.
It would be fucked up. Hedging my bets.
Actually, it might be worth it.
I'm gonna guess that... I'm gonna guess Lily Kitahara is on there.
Okay. Lily?
I am gonna guess that, her name is Mika, right? I do not care about that hedgehog lady at all.
Miki,
thank you. She's on there.
Okay.
Who else? Yuiagi.
Yui?
No collab characters. That's a good one. And purely out of selfishness, I will guess that Fuji's on there. Those are my guesses.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
These are your guesses. Again, Ichihime, Kaguya Hime, Lily Kitahara, Miki, Yui Yagi, and Fuji. Here are the top 10. And number 1, Kavi.
Oh, God.
Number 2, Sawako, who is the MILF.
Sure. Yep.
Number 3, Yui Yagi.
Yay!
Ding. Point. Number 4, Fuji.
Yes!
You love to see it.
You love to see it.
Number 5, Ichihime.
Yay!
Number 6, Kaguya Hime.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Mai. You hate to see it. I don't like Mai.
Okay.
Number 8, Yuzu. Number 9, Ayako. And number 10, whatever this person's English name is. It's not being translated correctly. I know this. It's the princess. The princess. What's her name?
Oh.
It's like, it starts with a Z. Xenia.
Okay. I briefly forgot, weirdly, that we did an episode on Fuji.
How?
I don't know. I was like, what are
1,
women we've talked
2.
about? And I forgot Fuji, and then I mentioned Fuji.
So Lily was not on there. Miki was not on there. Lily and Miki are right next to each other. Also, there is a collab character at number 11, which is Ai Hayasaka, which I think is really funny. Shout out to Ai Hayasaka. Great character. And then Lily and Miki are right after her.
Okay.
So you were close. But in total you get 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1. So you're up at 3 points so far.
Okay.
Thrilling game.
I will
you ready
take
for
that.
the next one? Here, I will send you this page so that you can look at it. Just obviously don't go to any of the other
I would never.
any of the other sections. Is there anything really funny on this page? The Love is War characters are all like very high compared to the other collab characters, which
That's
I think
funny.
is very funny.
I think it's funny that the first man comes in at 23 or whatever. I think it's not 23, it's 25.
I love that Lily Kitahara is so high despite being like a one-off, like limited time character.
Yeah, good for her.
Good for her. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. This is outfits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god, can you please load all of the images? I understand they're very big images, but I'd still like to see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I know what the top 10 are.
Great.
You may now ask me questions.
Okay. Are there any Fuji?
I will just say, mahjongsoul.club/ranking/dressup is where we are, and then from there you can get to the other ones. Just for the audience.
Yes.
A lot of people just listen to this show, which I think is fucked up.
It's really fucked up. My good friend Ducky, and I will talk to you about this later, listened to this show, and I was able to confirm yet another person who listened to the watch along without watching the movie. I think Burb is the only person I know who actually watched the movie.
Anyway, I just noticed something really funny and distracting on this page, but I have to focus. What was the question? Are there any of Fuji?
Yes.
Yes, and I will even give you a bonus. There are multiple Fujis.
Yes, I was hoping.
Uh-huh.
And I bet I know what they are. Okay. Second, are there any of Kaguya-hime?
Yes.
Good. Ooh. I'm really gonna ask some boring questions here. Are there any of Ichihime?
I'm scanning. No.
Okay. This is helpful information. More interesting questions now. Any of the seasonal ones, like Christmas, New Year's?
Are we counting Chinese New Year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I also... Yeah, I guess I'll just say that.
And then, how many of the top 10 are Bond-ups?
Ooh, a more complex question than just a yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
Let me count. 1, 2, 3.
Just 3. Okay.
Do you want an extra bonus that will just make this a tiny bit easier
Please.
for you? Every single one of these skins is for a character that's in the top 10 of the Jianxi list.
Okay, great. So I want it to be Dripping Glamour Kaguya-hime, so I'm saying Dripping Glamour Kaguya-hime.
You're saying people would go to the wiki and look at Dripping Glamour Kaguya-hime?
Yes. I want the multiple Fuji to be... I want it to be Summer Fuji, and...
What's Summer Fuji?
Oh,
Swimsuit Fuji.
Swimsuit Fuji, yeah. Although I guess maybe that's a bad answer, or else you might have asked about that for seasonal, but I don't care. I want it to be Summer Fuji, and I want it to be Hot Spring Fuji.
Okay.
I'm answering ones that I would really... I'm manifesting them in my heart.
Sure.
The 3 Bond-ups. And it's all of characters from the top 10.
I can double check my work there, but yes, that is correct.
Okay. But no Ichihimes, and I've already said 2 Fujis and a Kaguya-hime, and I'm not hedging my bets. Bond-up Yuiyagi.
Okay. Bond up Yui.
I'm going back to that page to look at the top 10 again to help me.
Yep. You can click on the characters and look at their outfits if you want.
Oh, Bond-up Kavi is definitely on there. Because everyone's a little freak.
Kavi? Everyone's a really little freak for bad art.
Uh-huh.
There are things I like about Bond-up Kavi.
I'm gonna leave it at that, because I think Bond-up Fuji is on there and I didn't say it. But I'm not hedging my bets.
Do you want me to put Bond-up Fuji?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing this game very normally.
Answers are Dripping Glamour Kaguya-hime, Swimsuit Fuji, Hot Spring Fuji, Bond-up Yui, Bond-up Kavi.
Yep.
The answers are Summer of Fate Kavi. That's the Kavi where she's wearing the least clothes.
Ew.
Yep. Yui Yagi swimsuit outfit. The one where her thighs look really weird.
Sure.
Kavi in G major, which is one of them.
God, they love Kavi so much. Fuck this earth.
Sorry, these are your answers. Yuzu Bond-up.
Sure.
Kavi Bond-up. That's a point for you, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Moonlit Night Waltz Sawako. That's the MILF, but she's wearing a drapey white dress.
Okay.
Moonlight Waltz Yuiyagi. I'm sort of surprised that you didn't guess this one. But it's Chinese New Year Kaguyihime.
Oh, yeah. I just totally forgot that you
Kaguyihime
gave
with
me
the
that
feet,
hint.
With the feet. Uh-huh. Hate to break your heart, Fuji Bondup is on here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the final one is, thank God, Hot Spring Fuji.
Good. I think I got a net 0 out of that.
Dude,
or no,
so
I got half a point.
You got Hot Spring Fuji correct. Bondup Yui was not there, and you got Bondup. So you got half a point. Great.
Yes.
One. So you currently have
net
3.5
positive. I
points.
will take.
Uh-huh. I guess I should have told people to play along at home and see if they can get a better score. But I didn't. So now we're here.
Fuck y'all.
Thing I really like about this page, Dripping Glamour Kaguyihime is way lower than I expected
God, they don't understand.
So is Bondup Yui, just because people really like Bondup Yui. Thing I really like about this page is that, like, fairly high up there, Lily Kitahara and Eve Christ Bondup right next to each other.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there they are. Goddamn.
Really makes you think.
The amount of Kavis on here is really depressing me.
Yeah,
I don't want to look at this for too long. Winter Kaguyihime is higher than Bondup? Fuck this gay earth. And they have... Oh, God. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get genuinely angry. Sorry, I just saw Bondup Miyu is really high.
Oh yeah, weird.
Ugh.
People are so weird. Why is Bondup fucking Mirai that up there?
I mean, I'm glad Bondup Nanaha Onodera is high up there, like, relatively, but not next to Bondup Miyu, please, God.
Next one?
Yes.
Alright, next one is... Why does it display like this? Oh my god. It displays... Why does this one display them all vertically? Even though they're smaller images because they're emotes.
For fun.
Hang on. Now I have to count all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, emotes time. 5 questions.
Okay. How many of them are from the top 10 Jianchi?
I think I know who... Oh, wow. Huh. 9.
9. Okay.
9 of them are from the top 10.
How many of them have we spoken about on this show?
0.
0. Okay.
Like, explicitly, 0. None of these have appeared on the show.
None of these have appeared on the show. Well, I'm fucked.
Great. Fantastic. I will say there are emotes here that you will recognize 100%.
Okay.
I will say most of them are emotes. There's a big hint. Many of these are quite iconic.
Yeah, how many of them are of Ichihime?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, those might be the ones that I can guess.
Uh-huh.
And maybe no others. Whew, boy. Are all 5 of the Ichihime ones from her default outfit?
4 of them are.
4 of them are. Okay. Narrowing my field.
Uh-huh. Last question.
Last question. How many of these have words on them?
Great question. Hang on, let me count. 1, 2. I'll count this as words.
Sure.
3, 4. 4 of them have characters on them.
Okay.
Like written letters or numbers or both.
Great. Table flip Ichihime.
Okay, hang on. Let me write this down. Table flip Ichi.
Ichihime thumbs up.
Ichi thumb. Mm-hmm.
I'm only gonna guess 3. Because
Okay.
I don't know shit for shit.
Uh-huh.
And then Ichihime behind the Mahjong tiles with the ...
Ichi ominous.
Ichi ominous.
Ichi ominous. Okay.
That's it.
That's all of your guesses?
That's all of my guesses.
You're not guessing anything else?
I'm not guessing anything else.
Alright, well, you get 1.5 points. No, wait, hang on. You get 1.5 points. No, I was correct the first time.
Which of those isn't on there?
Ichi ominous.
Of course it is. Was Ichi,
the
haughty laugh on there?
Yes, the top 2 are Ichihime terrific. I think in English he's saying terrific on this one or something like that.
Uh-huh.
That's number 1. Ichihime thumbs up is number 2. And then Ichihime sort of whimpering, which I did not expect to see up there. Calling
FBI!
the FBI.
FBI!
FBI is number 4,
God damn it!
which is great.
Oh, there's a Miki
That's
on
why
there.
I said you'll recognize a lot of these that you don't know. This one I don't recognize, but I understand why it's up here, which is Yuzu Kamehameha.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ichihime Red Bull collab is here.
Holy shit.
I
Okay.
know. You may notice that these don't have a lot of views.
No.
So like small things, small bumps in attention can probably swing these pretty quickly. Mickey
Soulmates
Knife is
viewer
up
base.
here.
I need you to click on emotes. I need you to click on Lin Lang Aaaaaaomph for me.
Ow. Mickey Knife is here, a classic. And then Ichihime Flip Table is number 7. Kavi seeing first place in the future is here. And then Hayasaka making an indescribably upsetting face is here.
Awesome. I wish I had said FBI now. I would never have said it, but I was thinking about Ichihime Haughty Laugh. I forgot that one has words on it.
Okay, I need to figure out how I want to do the audio one, and if I want it to just be characters.
Mm-hmm.
What even are the top 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. For our last one, which is the most viewed audio, why don't you just guess the characters? But okay, so that was 1.5 points, 1.5.
I have 5 points
what?
right now.
You have 5 points right now.
This is better than
what
I
does that
expected to
mean?
do, truly.
Who knows? Let's do a sort of like. You want to do a little double or nothing?
Oh god, no.
Okay, great. Let's do a little double or nothing.
Fuck you. Ivy, I'll have you know I'm a game show buff to the end, and this is my least favorite thing in game shows.
No. Sorry, it's gonna be an opt-in double or nothing. Which is, I'm gonna make you guess. They are all different characters, I believe.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I'm gonna make you guess the characters for your base points.
Okay.
And then, with the characters, you can give me... You don't have to guess the exact line, just like the general vibe.
Okay.
And if you're generally correct, you get... If you guess the correct character and you get the vibe of the voice line correct, then you get double points.
Great. But if I get the vibe wrong, I don't get a point.
Yeah, I guess so.
Otherwise, it's not a double or nothing.
I just want to make you guess the vibe.
Okay.
Because it's the audio, and I think that's fun.
I
I will give you, this isn't even really a hint. In fact, it might throw you off, which might be a hint into itself. But you do now have 3 other rankings to, like, sort of get the idea of what people are into.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so take your questions.
Are there any men?
Great question. Who's a man? It's just names here, so I have to click
Truly an important question.
Uh-huh.
Dear listeners, is Lily Kitahara a man? Chime in.
Chime in. Reach out on co-host.
Please.
Make Ash do things.
If you reach out to me on co-host, I'll post my thesis on Lily Kitahara's gender, which is different from Ivy's.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I know which is the 10th one, and so now I can answer this. Sorry, again, this page is not laid out intuitively.
Okay.
The image ones are better. There is one man.
One man. Okay.
Yes, our first man on the show. This is the first time we've interacted with a man on the show. It's true.
I'm gonna ask. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna ask a very. How many of them are lobby lines?
How many of them are lobby lines? Oh, God.
I'm making you work really hard. I like that you've just posted one man in our DMs, and it sounds like you've just said one man.
1M. None of them are lobby lines.
Okay, that's helpful. How many of them are bond-up lines?
How many of them are bond-up lines? I think... it will surprise you. 1.
Okay. What are other good questions? You said they're all different characters. How many of them are from the top 10 Jianshis? Because I know it's not all of them, because there's a man.
Uh-huh. Who is this? Who is this character? I must find out. Okay. So that's 1. I forgot. And then... who are you? Oh, weird. You're gonna be delighted by some of these.
Oh boy.
That's 1 from the top 10. 2 characters.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. Final question. Are the other 9 voice lines all, like, in-game callouts?
No, I will say exactly 1 of them is an in-game callout.
Oh. So...
and I will say, without giving too much away, there's 1 in-game callout, there's 1 bond-up, and then all of the other ones are the same genre of line.
Okay, but not lobby text.
Not lobby, and not in-game.
Huh. That's... interesting. I'm going to look at... Huh.
This is definitely the hardest one.
Yeah. Okay. 1 in-game call out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to stake my double or nothing on Ichihime Ronya. Or actually, because it doesn't have to be that specific, Ichihime is the in-game call-out.
Okay. So, Ichihime In game. Yes.
I desperately want the man to be Joseph, and so I'm manifesting that it's Joseph.
All right, Joseph.
I
idea
I
what he's
want it to
saying?
be Joseph wrong, but I'm already guessing what the in-game call-out is, so
Uh-huh.
it's not that. I'm going to also go for... This is a foolish guess, but I'm gonna guess that Kavi is the Bond up.
All right. Kavi.
And then
Bond.
I'm just gonna hedge and say that there's one Miki on there.
Okay.
That's it.
Miki. That's it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me tell you, I think you might get negative points.
Oh, God.
No, wait. Big double or nothing saves you. The top 10 lines are Yuzu receiving gift preferred. What do you mean by bribe? I will not condone such an act in the face of justice. Say if I take this bear plushie back home, will the Red Panda Squad toss it to the side?
It was either
number 2
receiving gifts or upon obtaining. I was between for what the other ones were.
Yeah. They're like all receiving gifts.
That's fucked up.
Number 2, Lily Kitahara receiving gift
Holy
preferred.
shit!
I'd rather get you as a present. You'd be cute in a little red
Freaks.
bow. Number 3, this is sort of like a thing that it took me a bit to understand why it was like this, and then I was like, oh, that makes sense. Number 3 is I Hayasaka receiving gift preferred. Oh, isn't this the newly released version? You're the best. Since you've given me such a precious present, I have to bring my A game as a return gift. Get excited.
Sure.
Number 4, Kaguya Shinomiya receive gift preferred. Thank you, you got me a wonderful gift. No need to be nervous, expensive or not. It's the thought that counts.
Okay.
Was that 4? I can't count.
That was
1, 2,
4.
3, 4. Yes. 5, CC from the Soup anime.
God.
Receive gift preferred. A gift? I'll consider it if it's a pizza.
Sure.
K Shirogane receive gift normal. This is for me. Why, thank you. I mean, that's the least I can do to help you. Don't break the bank for me next time. And then next up is Colin Kozuki, who's also from the Soup anime.
Oh, God. That's the
preferred
man.
gift. It's my turn to get you something next time. I like to keep things even, so can you tell me what you like?
These are boring. Why are people
I
listening
know.
to this?
Uh-huh. Oops, I clicked on... And then, next is Ichihime saying, lots of Dora. This is her line when you get, like, way too many Dora.
Why is it not Ronya?
Uh-huh.
There are fucking sickos on this webpage, but it's an in-game call-out, so I'm taking it.
Uh-huh. Number 9 is Eve Christ receiving gift preferred. I hope my love for stuffed animals won't make you think I'm neglecting my duties. I know they don't seem to suit me very well, since the swordmen should look tougher, but thank you anyway. Shout out to Eve Christ. And then number 10, barely making it in, is Wanjiro.
Bond up?
Wanjiro Bond Up 1, I think. You look like a newbie, but that's okay. Let me teach you.
What is wrong with these people?
It's truly a bizarre list.
Sure, okay.
There's something that you like. There's something that you realize looking at this list, which is, obviously, a lot of the, most listened to things are for the anime crossover characters, because the anime crossover characters often have the original voice acting, or a voice actor, and so people want to hear their voice, and so this makes sense to me. But also, and especially for Love is War, very popular.
Mm-hmm.
People want to hear, but also I don't understand why it's all the receiving gift
I
lines.
hate this.
Uh-huh.
This webpage upsets me. In a way that even seeing Kavi over and over again on the others did not.
Uh-huh. Why is that?
Because I don't understand what has happened to make nigh 3,000 people listen to Yuzu receiving gift preferred. Or at least that it was listened to nigh 3,000 times on mahjongsoul.club. What? It is like, it's one of those things where sometimes something will capture me, like, socially that I don't understand, and it'll upset me so much that I don't get it. It's one of those.
Uh-huh.
Kavi, I at least understand why people are wrong.
Uh-huh.
So I get half a point.
I have no answer for you. I did not expect this one to be the one that made you mad, but I do think this one is sort of deeply interesting.
It's very frustrating to me. Why is Wanjiro Bond Up 1 on there? Who did this?
Someone sitting in their fucking, like, dark room lit by only the computer
Some
screen.
Serial Experiments Lane shit.
Just listening. Just listening to Wanjiro Bond Up one over and over again.
I got 5.5 points.
You got 5.5 points. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I don't have anything to judge that based on. I didn't plan the points at all. I came up with it on the spot. Viewers, if you were playing along, how many points did you get?
Tell me
You
on
probably
co-host.
weren't, because I didn't prompt it in time. Tell us on co-host. Oh man, that was the bonus segment.
Thank you.
I don't have many other bonus segments like that. Well, maybe if I poke around the website enough, I'll find something.
Maybe.
But you know,
Bonus
I thought it
segment,
was
I have
fun.
to send an email to another artist. Someone who's not as perfect and beautiful as Sharon.
Uh-huh. I hope you enjoyed the bonus segment, and I hope it made this episode better.
I think it did redeem this episode.
Great. Oh.
How?
Do you want to hit this random button?
Oh, yes.
Great. Before we both fall asleep.
Uh-huh. My bedtime is
All
in
right.
like 20 minutes.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Bada, 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 bada. Random.
Come on. Come on.
It's loading.
Come on.
No whammies.
Big money, no
whammies.
whammies.
No whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no
Big money,
whammies.
no whammies. It's still loading.
Your internet's really going through it today.
Big money, no whammies. Holy shit!
Ooh.
Wow. This is so much all at once.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Oh. Okay. Awesome. Happy to be here.
Great. Happy to be here. Agreed. Oh, man. Fuck. Well.
Things to look forward to.
Things to look forward to. I guess that's the podcast.
It sure is.
All right. Bye.
Ow.
Ow.
い。ご飯食べてない？